question is how does one monetize, the switch from carbon and or steel and concrete to, let's say, mass timber?
There's two complexities there. I think the first is there is a decent amount of conversations happening in the mass timber world in how you classify the carbon reductions or carbon sink of mass timber. And so there are a lot of inconsistencies in, first and foremost, the data available is very different than the way that the concrete or steel industry can report their carbon emissions. It's a much more complex process. And I have a lot of empathy, particularly for smaller forestry owners. Putting that information together and being able to quantify that information is much different. So I'll give you an example. I did not put this in my presentation, but I would highly recommend that you look it up. We wrote a white paper on our carbon removal RFP process, and we published all of the RFPs that we got in and sort of explained how we made the decisions on which ones we were going to pursue and which ones we had a lot of questions on. One of, just from a forestry perspective, there's a lot of uncertainty in carbon sequestration, right? So you could say you're doing all these forestry practices, but then a forest fire comes. Do you still get to count the total in carbon absorbed on that forestry product because the forest fire came? Probably not, because it's no longer there. It's like the 30-year time horizon that you had thought about is not going to pan out. And so how do you then translate all of that into, you picked product A and there is an offset that you can sell? I think that's a really, we are not there in terms of data sophistication to do that. So that's my long answer, is that I think I see how it could potentially work, but we don't have enough data to figure that out today.